Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to the second session of day two of Startup Summer School. And we're really thrilled कि आज हमारे साथ में आयशा तारिक सेठी हैं. She's a professional trainer and she's blessed कि उन्होंने अर्ली लाइफ में अपना पैशन फाइंड आउट कर लिया और उसके इर्द एक प्रोफेशन बिल्ड किया. That's what we want all of you to find out. हम यही चाह रहे हैं स्टार्टअप समर स्कूल से और स्पेशली इस पीक मंथ से कि आप अर्ली लाइफ में अपना पैशन फाइंड आउट करें एंड ट्राई प्रोफेशन अराउंड दैट. और मिस आशा हमें उस पर डिटेल में आज गाइड कर रही होंगी. वेलकम ऑन बोर्ड मिस आशा.
Thank you so much, Imran, for such a wonderful introduction. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Aisha Tariq Sethi, and I'm the founder of Sethi Learning and Company. So, going forward, the plan for today's session is that I'll be introducing a bit about myself, what we've been doing, what the company does, why I'm doing what I'm doing, what is my why behind all of this. And then we'll be going towards understanding soft skills, what soft skills are, why do we need soft skills more than ever, and they're not something which are to be taken for granted. There's something that you learn, it's a skill that you develop through continuous learning, through continuous dedication, and through continuous commitment. So a bit about the vision that my company is working towards and I'm working towards. So I founded Sethi Learning and Company, if you actually talk about the founding aspect, in 2015. And at that time, I just got the company registered. When I say founding, I am saying I just got the company registered. I got the website made. And this was before I even went to grad school for my master's. Because I wanted to create an organization. I wanted to create a setup which inspires others towards a learning culture. So for me, change is not something which happens overnight. And change is not something which happens in one big go. It's only bits and pieces. As they say in Urdu, katra katra karke darya banta hai. So similarly for change, it's conquering one piece of land at a time that you can work towards a better future or a better system. So not all of us can be the president or the prime minister of this country. Not all of us can be interested with political authority to lead change on a mass level. But yes, we can do whatever we can in our own spaces with the people around us. And that was the initial thought or the seed before I founded all of this. So my idea was to let's start with organizations, companies where people spend around 9 to 10 hours of their entire day. एक बंदा जो सुबह उठ के एक जगह जा रहा है, एक ऑफिस जा रहा है और वो 10 घंटे 11 घंटे वहां रह रहा है, तो उस जगह पे जो कुछ हो रहा है, whatever is happening during those 10 hours is going to greatly influence how that person thinks, how that person behaves, what kind of conversations the person has when he goes back home. तो उसका mindset उसकी company culture से influence हो रहा है. So the idea was to actually work towards creating better company cultures, which are based on continuous evolution, where companies are more growth oriented. They want to adapt to meet changing needs of the time. Result orientation is high. So when I say result orientation, it means कि अगर आपने decide कर लिया कि मुझे ये goal achieve करना है, so then you work towards achieving that goal on step by step or on a continuous basis. You don't give up. So you persevere towards achieving a certain goal. We want to work towards creating a culture where there's a drive to grow, where people are intrinsically motivated to become better versions of themselves. They are inspired to be better and better every day. They want to grow, a growth mindset. They want to work towards creating a growth culture. And growth should not be something which someone is imposing on you. कि आपको आपका boss या आपके parents और आपके managers are telling you कि oh, you should do this and you should educate yourself and आप degrees लें, qualifications लें, skills लें. ये चीज आपके अंदर से आनी चाहिए. ये ख्वाहिश या तमन्ना आपके अंदर से आनी चाहिए. So that was one of the reasons, or we can say, or it's the vision that we're working towards. We want to work towards creating a culture where our work ethics are better, high. We When we commit something, then we do it. If we can't do it, then we don't commit. जितना हमें टाइम दिया जाता है, हम उसमें we work hard to deliver whatever we are promising. So we want to create a culture जहाँ लोग अपना काम seriously लेते हैं. People just don't do work for the sake of doing work. People want to do work because they derive meaning out of it. So we want to create a culture where people actually have real work ethics. So this was the vision with which I founded Sethi Learning and Company. And so this company is actually a management consulting. So when I talk about management consulting, it means कि एक organization में different functions होते हैं, different departments होते हैं, and each function has its own role. So for example, marketing department है, HR department है, procurement है. उन डिपार्टमेंट्स के अपने challenges होते हैं, अपने problems होते हैं, they need help in different areas. So a management consulting provides overall help to each of these different departments. So I have a panel of experts. I have a team of very seasoned people who have spent their lives in that specific area and have they gained expertise. और जब भी कुछ होता है, I just pitch them to our clients and then they provide support. As far as I am concerned, my core focus is emotional intelligence, neuroscience. I want to understand the brain better, and I want to help people develop their soft skills. So personally, if you ask Aisha Sethi what her motivation is or what is she working towards, then that's would be my answer. So a bit about my educational background. I have my graduate degree in strategy from Koç University, Istanbul, and University of British Columbia. So I did my MBA from there. I did my BSc in business from London School of Economics. And prior to that, between this time period, I worked in Engro for a couple of years. I worked in different departments, gained work experience. I've done management consulting in Istanbul. I've been part of different network and business associations. Currently, I'm teaching at CBM. I'm the visiting faculty since 2018. Prior to that, I taught at Zabis. So for me, learning is something which is part of my DNA. It's part of what I do. And it's something which inspires me and something that I want to teach and train people in to fulfill the vision that we are working towards. So I cannot, by the way, see any questions which are coming in. So whoever is moderating the session, please do let me know if there are any questions because we have a slideshow on. So in order to...
Yes, Aisha, I'll let you know as soon as we have questions.
Sure. Thank you, Imran. So to understand why do we need soft skills or why do we need to acquire those skills to become more successful in life, you need to understand that there are 4 things that make humans unique. And that means that there are 4 things which set humans apart from other species or from all other forms of life that are created. So one of them is that we can narrate stories that capture experience. So I'm sure har ghar mein there is someone who has a lot of stories to share. So whether it is your grandparents or your parents, they make you sit down and they tell you, "Acha, hum jab chote hote the, ye hua, this and that." And those stories engage us. There is a curiosity which is part of the stories. We want to learn more, and they capture our learning. they shape our imagination. So जब वो कहानी बता रहे होते हैं, अक्सर एक वीडियो दिमाग में चलना शुरू हो जाती है. Although we weren't there when all of that was happening, but we can still imagine what it felt like to be part of that experience. So this is one of the four things that makes humans unique. We can narrate stories that capture full breadth of experience, and through those stories we can capture imagination and we can make learning stick. And that is why most of the people who are in this field of training and learning and development, they use storytelling as a tool to make learning stick. And the beautiful thing about the mind is that we by design like to connect experiences and connect things. So for example, जब मैंने ये आपको बात बोली कि इमेजिन आपके घर में कोई आपको स्टोरी सुना रहा है, probably as you were listening to what I was saying, maybe one of you or many of you recalled a certain story or a certain experience that your parents or your grandparents shared. So as I said that triggered that memory. So that's how human experiences work, that memories are triggered and that's how full breadth of experience is captured. The second thing that makes human unique is our ability to collaborate long after it's personally useful. If you go in the animal kingdom, वहाँ पे, it's very purpose driven. हम कोई जानवर है, वो hunt पे निकला है, so he's only going to team up with his other animals जब उसको वो kill achieve करनी है. The moment that kill is achieve, the team or the pack of wolves or whatsoever, it disbands. But with people, it's different. We are able to form relationships and collaborate long after it's personally useful. So that's another thing that makes humans unique. The third is our ability to envision different futures. Now think about it. Each one of you has a dream. Each one of you wants to be somewhere after 10 years. किसी को music में interest है. That person sees himself or herself growing up to be a musician. किसी को art में interest है. So that person sees himself or herself enrolling in an art school and then evolving to a painter or an artist or engaging in a creative field or going to a university. So we humans, we can envision different futures and those inspire us to put in our best effort every single day. So this is the third thing which makes humans unique. And the fourth is our ability to use and leverage technology. We can make use of different tools to derive certain outputs or certain consequences. So for example, एक drill machine है, you would know कि अच्छा इसको on कहाँ से करना है, off कहाँ से करना है, ये कहाँ plug in होगी, इससे क्या होगा. We can use computers. We know how to, navigate through the scenario of like typing and all of that. So this is something which is also uniquely human, that we can use and leverage technology. So keeping all of this in mind, soft skills are very important because soft skills make us human. They set us apart from machines. And no matter how much AI evolves, in my opinion, it cannot match the level of soft skills that humans are capable of acquiring. So even in a world that is fully dominated by technology, one thing that will set you apart is your ability to be human. Soft skills, they make us human. So the World Economic Forum, they conducted this short skills assessment, and they wanted to find out what are the skills demand in 2018 and what would be the upcoming skills demand in 2022. So जब उन्होंने 2018 में जब उन्होंने सर्वे किया, so the top skills that were identified were analytical thinking and innovation, complex problem solving, critical thinking and analysis. ये top 3-4 आपकी skills आ रही हैं. But for 2022, it was predicted that certain skills are going to take over. So for example, number 2 पे you will see active learning and learning strategies, which is like way below, which is like at number 4 in 2018. So it means that the better you are equipped to learn, the quick of a learner you are, the more readily you can adapt and learn new skills, the more you are likely to be successful in the future. And this survey was conducted before this pandemic happened. So no one saw this pandemic coming. No one knew कि ऐसा भी कुछ हो सकता है. But now, if this survey is done now, I'm sure all of the soft skills identified would be like at the top most, because this pandemic has changed drastically everything. So we need more active learning than ever. If you're not going to learn, if you're just going to sit back and think it's all going to go away and the world is going to be back to the way it was, then it's equivalent to becoming extinct. Creativity, originality, and initiative. So if you're a creative person, you can come up with more ways to solve a problem. So let's say, let me give an example. Like right now, because of this pandemic, a lot of business models have been disrupted. So if you look at e-commerce, for example, e-commerce also had to adapt. Now more focus has shifted towards, grocery delivery and all of it, rather than other things. Transportation, you can see that public transportation companies, buses and Careem and all of these companies, they had to adapt in the face of this pandemic, when people became very cautious and concerned with whom they were working with.
Aisha, I can't hear you. Can you please stop for a moment? I think there's something wrong.
Aisha,
Imran, please look into it.
yes,
I can't hear even Imran.
Aisha, we lost your voice.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, absolutely fine. So can you just rewind about a minute?
So when did you lose my voice, so that I can like start?
I think
Like
right, 30 seconds. Yes, you're right.
Okay, so I was discussing about the pandemic. So I hope वहाँ से I think आप लोगों ने lose किया है, I feel.
Yes, Aisha.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so so I was speaking about the pandemic and how that has actually forced us to reflect how we need more and more active learning, how we need more creativity. So it's because of creativity that companies like Airlift shifted from a model where they were providing public transport to a model where they provide serving groceries. Like, it's a total shift. So the idea is that if you do not learn the upcoming skills and the upcoming trends, if you do not work towards polishing your creativity, so then it is likely that future may you will have to struggle a lot. Our education system currently is not at that level where it imparts you with the skill set to be successful in practical life. Yes, you do get a lot of academic knowledge, but when it comes to the skills of navigating in a tricky environment, for example, if you're an entrepreneur, as an entrepreneur, you face a lot of challenges. There are a lot of problems, and those problems are solved by using skills of communication, by being emotionally intelligent, by making use of your creativity. So if you don't make use of those skill set, or if you don't develop those skills, then you will find it difficult to navigate in the practical life. So coming to a bit about soft skills and networking. So the skills which I feel should be on the agenda of every person at this point in time are, first of all, creativity. And I will talk about each one of them in a little bit detail so that you know what it truly means to be, for example, creative. Persuasion and negotiation, mental agility and flexibility, empathy, communication, teamwork, and collaboration. So these are just the top 6 that I have identified, which I feel should be on your to-do list as of now. So what does it truly mean to be creative? A person who has a creative mindset is drawn towards exploring new ideas and new solutions to existing problems. So you sort of have an innovation mindset. In order to develop your creativity, in a nutshell, I would say be open to new experiences, be open to new forms of learning. अगर आपको एक एरिया में इंटरेस्ट है, लेट्स से अगर आपको आर्ट में इंटरेस्ट है, just don't stick to art. Also look into music. Also look into, let's say, something which is businessy or academic. So the more you go out and explore other fields, the more likely you are to be creative. So, for example, like during when I was back in like school, I had a lot of interest and a lot of curiosity in fields which were not even part of my curriculum. So मुझे होता था, मैं साइंस नहीं लिया हुआ था, I was a commerce student, but I wanted to learn more about how, you know, the human body works, or I wanted to learn more about how the universe works. I was interested in astronomy for some reason I really don't understand. I was interested in understanding life and the nature of things. So बहुत एक varied stream of interest था, which is not exactly relevant to my own career stream. But आगे जाके, now when I look back, all of that I've used it together to form perspectives which can be unique at times. So एक आपकी out of the box thinking उस वक्त promote होती है when you actually explore divergent perspectives. Politics में अगर interest नहीं है, या football में या sports में interest नहीं है, just force yourself to get out of the comfort zone. Explore those areas. क्या हो रहा है वहाँ पे? What's happening? Why that field is reputed for what it is, so on and so forth. So this is a vast topic, but this is a brief overview of what you can do in your day-to-day life. Persuasion and negotiation. Whenever you want to get an idea across, let's say you want to convince someone in your family to purchase something which is expensive, right? Now आप जाते हैं, आपको let's say गाड़ी है, पसंद आती है, it's an expensive investment, but you want it, but you also need to get the buy-in of your parents or your family in order to get that. So if you just say mujhe chahiye and then they say no, you know, that's like, this is a conversation ending in a deadlock. But if you understand skills of persuasion and negotiation, if you understand how influence works, if you understand the psychology of influence, you will be better equipped to persuade and get your word across and convince the relevant person, creating a win-win situation. Everyone's happy, no conflict. So these skills empower you to not only in your professional life or in your career, but also in your personal life, in your day-to-day life. I remember in my undergrad, I had taken a course on social psychology, elements of social and applied psychology. And that one course has helped me even to this day, because I started using the knowledge in my day-to-day life. So instead of treating it as something which is academic, oh, आपने पढ़ा और आपने उसको बंद कर दिया, I started applying it and playing around with it in my everyday life. Because if you don't apply knowledge, नॉलेज की अगर एप्लीकेशन नहीं होती तो उस नॉलेज का क्या फायदा? नॉलेज सिर्फ आपको ट्रांसक्रिप्ट्स में तो नहीं चाहिए होती, नॉलेज आपको सिर्फ अपने डिग्री सर्टिफिकेट्स में नहीं चाहिए होती. We seek knowledge so that we can make our lives better. Hence, a skill like persuasion and negotiation can really, really help you in navigating through your life. Then we have mental agility and flexibility. Agility, it's a very common word which is used. In simple terms, it means to be flexible, to be adaptive. So, for example, let's say because of the changes which are happening, one of the skills that most of us had to learn was how to use video conferencing in a better way, how to make it more effective. Agar aap mentally agile hain, to you'll be a quick learner. You will learn the hacks of all of this. You will learn how to use how to use the tools and tricks of the virtual world better. So mental agility is very important for you to learn quickly. Empathy, emotional intelligence, this is another area altogether. I'll touch upon it as we move further in the slides. Communication is again a very broad field. So communication these days has become more virtual than it is physical. And that the way we communicate virtually is having an effect or an impact on our relationships in our everyday lives. वर्चुअली अगर आप किसी के साथ अपने रिलेशनशिप खराब कर लें, आप ताल्लुकात खराब कर लें, तो आपका जब आप उस बंदे से इन पर्सन मिलेंगे, so there would be a negativity or something unpleasant in that communication. So mastering the art of virtual communication can really, really help you to navigate communication in the physical space. The better you are at virtual communication, and I'm emphasizing virtual because this is what majority of the communication is looking like these days, and maybe for the upcoming some months, or I don't know for how long. So if you mastered this, you can actually find ways to navigate your social space better. फिर आते हैं teamwork and collaboration. कोई भी कामयाबी अकेले हासिल करना मुश्किल है. अगर आप लोगों को अपने साथ मिलाएंगे, अपनी विजन में यूनाइट करेंगे, you would be better prepped to actually achieve whatever you're trying to achieve. कोई एक बंदा अकेला इतनी सारी सीढ़ियां नहीं चढ़ सकता. आपको और लोगों की सपोर्ट चाहिए होती है, and that is where teamwork and collaboration comes in. Let's say अगर आप बहुत ambitious हैं, आप कुछ करना चाह रहे हैं, you want to do something which is ground changing, you have a brilliant idea, but if you just try to do it alone, you will only go so far. बट अगर आप एक टीम बना लें और उसके साथ एक अच्छी कोलैबोरेशन अचीव कर लें, एक सिनर्जी अचीव कर लें, you would be able to achieve your goals faster and better. Imran, any questions so far?
ये अच्छा कमेंट्स हैं और क्वेश्चंस कम है. इस तरह के.
Okay, so I think I can continue. So,
okay, Aisha, I have a question. Actually, your topic was emotional intelligence, and now you were talking of virtual communication. Are they not absolutely divergent? Because people say that in the virtual world, it's part of the education that you have to, being a social animal, you miss out two things. One is social interaction, and second is your emotional attachment to the teacher, to the classroom, to the environment. So if we go only virtual, I think maybe we are producing only machines. So wouldn't these two be a little opposite to one another?
Okay, so let me summarize your question. From what I understand is that you're saying that if we lose the skills to be more effective in communication in the physical world. So we would become more like machines. Is this what you're trying to say?
Yeah, that is one. But the actual why this is happening, because you emphasized that future is virtual and we must actually know virtual communication. But that's not the only thing which will be left. That's what I'm saying. There will have to be a mix of virtual communication as well as your physical, and which is actually your emotional attachment and your social being social. So social
Agreed.
animal as well as emotional. Unless we have these two skills along with the virtual communication skill, it won't be complete in that respect. So it is just a modification of communication, basically communication definition itself.
Agreed. Uh, so indeed, there is going to be a hybrid from what one foresees. Obviously, no one can be truly accurate, but from what the trends are right now globally and whatever research and studies are coming up, it's going to be a hybrid of virtual communication and communication in person. But virtual communication is now going to take up more space and more prominence than it ever did before. Now, when we talk about person to person communication, that is something wo ek given ek samjhi jati hai, and people know कि yes, we need to build our communication skills when we are in the physical space. But virtual communication, learning the tricks and the hacks of virtual communication is a very new field. और बहुत से लोग वर्चुअली भी वैसे ही चल रहे होते हैं जैसे वो फिजिकली चल रहे होते हैं. But because the dynamics are totally different, this is a very new area. जिस पे there's a lot of study also happening, a lot of ideas and courses and all of this is coming up. But the point is that this is a neglected area which needs to be worked upon, and hence the emphasis on communications in the digital age.
Hey, Aisha, I think just for the sake of clarity, I'm myself a strategist, obviously, in education. The thing is, why I don't want to confuse, or not confuse, do not want to actually derail my students from this end. For example, even in Western countries where this virtual has not been today or yesterday, it was there for umpteen years. Like, I mean, in 2000, everybody started virtual. In fact, the Virtual University of London was way back in 20 years ago, they were there. So my point is, they have realized also that only the virtual will not do the job. And they are also thinking of this hybrid as well as blended learning. So I just do not want to derail my students by thinking that just getting a virtual communication channel open, you would actually be succeeding. No. I think the emotional and social contact will still remain there, and part of your persuasion and negotiation skills will only come in if you have a one-to-one talk, that is your social and emotional attachment. That's what my point was. I hope you agree on that.
Indeed. And hence, the number 4th point is emotional intelligence. So अगर हम emotional intelligence की बात करते हैं, तो that includes everything that you're just talking about. क्योंकि emotional intelligence की जो competencies हैं, the 12 competencies of emotional intelligence are very, very comprehensive to equip people to become better communicators, to polish the soft skills better, to influence better, to collaborate better. So emotional intelligence ka apna hi subset hai, but I can focus more on emotional intelligence if you want, rather than communication in the digital age, if that's okay with you.
You know, this Simka Naseem has pointed out the same, that physical and face-to-face communication I'm good, but virtual communication I'm not good. It doesn't matter, because its reverse is absolutely more effective. If you are good at physical and face-to-face, please deny if I'm wrong. Virtual communication is just a technique which has to be learned. But if you are good at physical and face-to-face, you will be equally good in virtual communication. And I think you are one of the examples there, right?
So because I have also recently transitioned towards teaching online as opposed to teaching in the physical classroom, I can feel that there are a lot of differences between interacting virtually and interacting in the physical space. And in order to interact in the virtual space better, I actually had to even brush up my own skills in this area. I had to go and learn how to you make use of the camera better, or how to make use of how to drive engagement, because physical classroom में engagement हासिल करना बहुत आसान होता है. So you have everyone sitting in front of you. You can see people, you can see their facial expressions, their reactions. You can see कि कौन बंदा bore हो रहा है, कौन slip out हो रहा है. Virtually, that is a challenge. So in order to make sure that your learners are engaged virtually, उसके लिए एक अलग आपको टूल्स एंड आपको रिसोर्सेज यूज करने पड़ते हैं टू मेक श्योर दैट हैपेंस. सो आई होप दैट एड्रेसेस योर पॉइंट. Am I still online?
You are actually the question was I just wanted I would like you to answer this. As I said, the physical and face-to-face, whoever is expert on that, it's very easy to go on to virtual communication, and you've just said that, because although you have to try whenever you learn a new thing. Even if you are a good car driver, you can't be instantly a truck driver also. You have to put in a little bit of effort. So what her question is, she should not get disheartened. If she's physically and face-to-face good communicator, I think virtual communication would just be one step in the same direction. This is what my contention is. If you agree with that, so just answer the question to Sigba.
Indeed. If you're a good communicator in person, if you're more emotionally intelligent in person, that would indeed help you to become better virtually as well. So let's look at this as at foundation. So अगर आप जब बिल्डिंग बनाते हैं तो उसकी एक पहले बुनियाद डलती है, फिर उसके बाद ऐसा ऐसा स्टेप बाय स्टेप आप ब्रिक्स डालते हैं, you lay out the entire building. So that is a given. Okay, to be good in the physical space, to be emotionally intelligent, or to learn the hacks of communication, that is a given. उसकी तो कहीं negate हो ही नहीं रही है importance. That's like the foundation. This is an additional topping or something that we add on top of it, so that we can succeed both physically and virtually. Right. I hope that clarifies.
Thank you.
Okay, so moving on to emotional intelligence, as I was talking about, that to be successful, we need to build that foundation of being good communicators, of being more emotionally intelligent in the physical space. So if I were to briefly describe what emotional intelligence is, it is about recognizing, understanding, and managing our own emotions, and then recognizing, understanding, and influencing the emotions of other people. So when you know yourself better, you're better able to influence and understand other people as well. So to know thyself is the stepping stone of knowing other people. Now this is the एक जो definition जो आती है emotional intelligence की, वो ये है. But emotional intelligence are actually 12 competencies. It's a very, very broad area. So जो मैंने पिछली जो चीजें cover की थी, some of them actually form part of emotional intelligence as well. ये competencies जो हैं, ये defined है by Daniel Goleman. He is a pioneer in emotional intelligence. And so the first segment is mastering yourself, जिसमें सेल्फ अवेयरनेस आती है और सेल्फ मैनेजमेंट आती है. द सेकंड इज स्किल्स फॉर द सोशल सेल्फ, जिसमें एम्पैथी, सोशल अवेयरनेस, effective listening, the art of developing others. And then we have the art of influence, जिसमें dynamics of influence है and persuasion and negotiation है. So all of these competencies together makes up emotional intelligence. So to be an emotionally intelligent person is not about just managing your emotions. That's a very limiting way of putting it. It's about knowing yourself better. And typically in a classroom, when I'm talking about self-awareness, I ask people, uh, do you know who you are? Or how do you define self-awareness? So usually जो एक आंसर आता है, typically every time I've asked this question, self-awareness का, तो वो आता है, oh, what my strengths and my weaknesses are. You know, so self-awareness is about knowing कि मेरी strengths क्या है, मेरी weaknesses क्या है. वो एक रटा रटाया आंसर है. Yes, indeed, strengths and limitations part of self-awareness, but self-awareness is much more than that. Self-awareness is about knowing yourself at a deeper level. It's about understanding your triggers, understanding your emotions, which situations set you off, which situations inspire you, कौन से ऐसी टास्क होती हैं या कौन सी ऐसी चीजें आप कर रहे होते हो which make you uncomfortable. If yes, then why? So for example, कुछ लोग होते हैं who are not good with details. उनकी डिटेल ओरिएंटेशन लो होती है. तो अगर उनको बहुत सारी बारीक बारीक चीजें दे दो, let's say you give them a lot of like let's say कोई आपने jewelry box बनवाना है, you give them a lot of beads and a lot of things like that. वो परेशान हो जाएंगे, वो घबरा जाएंगे, they'll get overwhelmed. Or even if it's information, if you give them a lot of like complex information जिसमें बहुत सारी छोटी छोटी बहुत सारी details होती हैं, they get lost. So self-awareness is about understanding your dominant tendencies and where those lie. Next is self-management. So self-management is how good you are at regulating yourself, how good you are at habit formation. So for example, if you want to be that person who is a morning person, जो सुबह 9 बजे उठता है या 8 बजे उठता है, can you make yourself do it day in and day out? Can you regulate yourself in such a way कि आप रोज सुबह जब पहला अलार्म बजे आप उठ जाए? This is where self-management comes in. The next is skills for the social self, जिसमें आपकी empathy आती है. So empathy is about knowing and feeling how the other person is feeling at a certain point in time. It is also about social awareness. So for example, कभी कभार आप किसी एक रूम में जाते हैं जहां आपके फ्रेंड्स बैठे हुए हैं और वहां पे आपको लगता है कि एक अजीब सी टेंशन है. You don't know what it is, but लोगों के चेहरों पे एक अजीब सी एक टेंशन छाई होती है. So that is being socially aware, that you can feel the energy or the temperature of a room. या किसी महफिल में जाते हैं तो you feel good, you feel that there is positive energy or vibrant energy. Then that is also an example of exercising social awareness. Then we have listening skills. So being a good listener is extremely important. Being an effective listener is extremely important to, again, be successful in your everyday life. Listening is not only being quiet and just listening to what the other person is saying. Listening also includes how well you can summarize someone else's point of view, or how well you can rephrase what someone else said, how well you can answer questions. ये सब की सब चीजें जो आपकी listening skills में आती हैं. जी.
अच्छा, we have questions, kindly अगर को थोड़े address कर लें please.
Sure.
Short रह रहा है.
Sure.
Number one question is Absar Ali पूछ रहे हैं, is emotional intelligence related to psychology?
Yes, bits and pieces of it, but it's psychology, but it's a social skill as well. So psychology इसमें आती है, but इसके अलावा these are learnable skills. इनकी tactics हैं, उनकी techniques हैं basically to become a better listener. Something that you can practice. So it's not academic or theoretical. It's very practical in nature.
Is self-awareness same as self-actualization? सिब्गा पूछ रही हैं.
Okay, self-actualization is basically when you realize your own potential. Self-awareness is when you know your potential. So, self-awareness and self-actualization are different that way. कि you become an actualized person जब आपको आपकी जितनी potential है, you're making best use of it to achieve whatever you want to achieve. Self-awareness is knowing what that potential is, and a lot of people don't know what that is.
So एक और क्वेश्चन है कि इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस स्किल्स को कैसे यूज किया जो जेंडर बेस्ड वायलेंस विक्टिम्स
इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस को कैसे यूज किया जाए फॉर
जो क्योर जेंडर वायलेंस के जो विक्टिम्स हैं उनको क्योर करने के लिए या उनको थोड़ा रिकवर करने के लिए कैसे इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस
to help people recover from harassment and traumatic events in their life. Usually you go to a licensed counselor or a trained psychotherapist or a trained psychologist. They employ techniques such as cognitive behavior therapy, post traumatic stress depression होता है, उसकी techniques होती हैं. But all of those different techniques of psychology, they make use of better listening, better empathy. A psychologist who is not empathetic, who is not a good listener, or who cannot lead you towards betterment, then that psychologist also needs to do some, work on himself or herself, because a good psychologist or a good counselor is always an emotionally intelligent person. Anything else?
ये अजीमी साहब का क्वेश्चन है सजेस्ट अ बुक ऑन इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस
Sorry?
A book on emotional intelligence.
A book, Daniel Goleman's book on emotional intelligence is by far the most famous one. So you can Google search Daniel Goleman and emotional intelligence. So unki book aa jayegi. So that's like the first thing that you need to read in order to learn more about what emotional intelligence is.
थैंक यू वेरी मच. जो सारे स्पीकर्स हमें बुक की सजेशंस दे रहे हैं, हम उनकी ऑडियो समरीज कंपाइल करके गूगल क्लासरूम में भी शेयर कर रहे हैं और हम यहाँ पे भी पोस्ट कर देंगे. बुक्स तो प्रॉब्ली हमारे पास सारी डिजिटल फॉर्मेट में नहीं है, बट उनकी ऑडियो समरीज अवेलेबल हैं. और ऑडियो समरी एक क्विक हैक होता है कि आप 5 मिनट में बुक का समरी सुन लेते हैं. वो हम शेयर कर रहे हैं तमाम अपने गूगल क्लासरूम पे भी, और यहाँ पे भी हम पोस्ट कर देंगे लाइव फीड के कॉमेंट्स में.
Okay, anything else?
सिबगा थैंक्स कह रही हैं. आयशा वी आर टुवर्ड्स द एंड. सर आप कमेंट करना चाहेंगे या कोई क्वेश्चन प्लीज?
Hey, it was wonderful. I think, but the time was a little less for Aisha. I don't know whether she has been able to finish off her complete planned sort of a lecture. But I feel if there's time permitting, she can be accommodated sometime later also, because I felt there was some vacuum left. It could not be properly closed thing. So if she can technically speaking, she can close the whole thing, sum it up, then that would be okay. If right now, just in a minute or so, but practically speaking, she should not, and she maybe, I think it would be injustice to her if she can do it again for, let's say, and kind enough to have to tolerate us for another, let's say, half an hour or 45 minutes.
Okay, so if I were to like summarize all of this, so see, the topic which I received was to talk about soft skills basically. So soft skills, क्योंकि एक skill जो है उसकी इतनी details है, so my idea was to give an overview of soft skills, why they are important, and just to talk a bit about emotional intelligence and communication in specific, because emotional intelligence बहुत सी चीजें cover करता है. It's a whole encompassing concept. A lot of people, when they want to develop the soft skills, they don't know what soft skills are to begin with, to be very honest. Then they don't know how to develop them. So it's very important to lay it out and identify कि soft skills क्या हैं first of all, and then how they can be developed. So emotional intelligence is, to my surprise, it's a term which a lot of people don't really know what it truly entails. It's an overused term, but no one has actually, like, people don't generally go into the depths of it. So to summarize the entire session for today, I would say that again, to be successful in your practical life, you need to brush up your soft skills. Whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you are going in your professional life, in your career, you're at your workplace. Once again, I will bring my point back to creativity, persuasion and negotiation, mental agility, empathy and emotional intelligence, communication, teamwork, and collaboration. So I went into more detail for emotional intelligence, and I spoke about what emotional intelligence entails. So emotional intelligence की जो competencies है, what those are, and I hope like people will sort of be inspired towards, looking into them further and exploring how those skill sets can be developed. Sabki techniques हैं that you can actually practice and apply. They are just not theoretical concepts. So soft skills are skills that you learn. You can learn to be more creative. You can learn to persuade better. You can learn to be more mentally flexible. You can learn to be more emotionally intelligent, and you can learn to be a better communicator. That's how I would like to summarize it.
Thank you.
Aisha Jansab is really impressed with your session and he would really love to have a word with you. और kindly अगर इस session के बाद आप Jansab से बात करें, that would be really helpful.
Sure.
And who knows कि हम आपको Lahore Garrison में invite कर रहे हो.
That would be lovely.
To host you at Lahore Garrison as well. Sir, with this we would like to conclude. If you have any concluding remarks, please, sir.
No, thank you very much. It was wonderful. I think it's slowly and gradually picking up things, and I think the students will now realize that what we are trying to do. Yesterday we just said who you are, self-actualization. Then we said how to actually actualize it. We had studied the process, and one of the speakers had given a very good process how you actualize yourself. And then we said where you are to go. That is your goal and future objective. So I think today again we are adding up to those skill sets of future to get there where they want to go. I yesterday coined a terminology WWW because the students understand the internet. So WWW means who you are, why you are that way, and where you want to go. So after that, I thought that today's lecture is one of the additions. But I would like to talk to her after the session, just for 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but wonderful. Well done. Very well explained. जी इमरान, what are you saying?
सर वो ब्रॉडकास्ट के बाद फिर यहाँ पे आएगा हमारे पास ऑप्शन. मैं कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल्स अभी आपसे शेयर कर लेता हूँ. मिस आयशा से हम कॉल करेंगे.
Okay, that would be fine. That would be fine. Okay. Thank you, Aisha.
Okay,
thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Miss Aisha. It was a great session. We would love to have a follow-up session as well, because now we are realizing कि इतने amazing speakers हैं और इतने बड़े topics हैं कि 1 hour is not just enough. So maybe we can have a follow-up session.
Yes, exactly. Capturing soft skills, it's such a broad field in like 1 hour. So it's like a challenge. You just basically give an overview rather than going into any one thing in specific. So people should know what soft skills really, really are.
Thank you very much, Miss Aisha. With this, we conclude. Audience, हम दूसरे सेशन में आ रहे हैं आपके साथ. इस ब्रॉडकास्ट को कमेंट करेंगे और ब्रिगेडियर तारिक के साथ दूसरे सेशन में हम आपको ज्वाइन करेंगे.
Imran, just a moment. If we are going to have this one-to-one later, I would just like to Aisha to maybe she doesn't need their preparation maybe, but I'm taking the empathy. I thought that if I was her, I would need some agenda point to discuss, so that would actually entail a little bit of maybe time for that. Actually, Aisha, we are on to two aspects which I think are very common with you. One is the skill sets. Actually, we have about 12 skill sets. We have been working on them for the last 1 year, and we have been seeing it throughout the world where the skill sets are there. I mean, they're ranging from about 8 to 22. This is what is they're prevalent in almost educational fields. So we have brought out about 12 of them. We'll talk about that, which are a little different, not different, but the additional ones. Like you said, 6, we have about 12. We will try to actually sum up for that topic. And second is that we are already embarked on post-COVID and during COVID exercise by instilling, we call it upskilling of industrial entrepreneurship. And that in that case, we are actually trying to pull up some entrepreneurs who can go to the industry and bring the upskilling content to them, so that by virtue of their layoffs and technology insertion, and you very well pointed out, the logistics is now becoming one of the most important things. But upskilling means if there are 2 persons laid off out of 4, so the rest of the 2 have to take on the job of the remaining 2. We are going to give them communication skills like how to present their own ideas, to become more creative so that they can take place of the rest of the 2. So this type of upskilling, I think 2 commonalities. One is the skill set itself, and the other one is upskilling of the industry to ensure that they match the 21st century post-COVID situation. So I think those are the 2 topics which I would like to touch upon with you exclusively. Thank you. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you. Allah Hafiz.